Welcome to Susan's channel, a channel about cooking, baking, outgoings, and reviews. If you guys enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share the videos with your friends and family. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you like the type of videos and contents that you guys are seeing. And today we are going to be making basbousa, an Egyptian dessert. So, starting off, we need half a cup of melted butter, or it can be room temperature, just has to be melted. It doesn't have to be hot or anything. And we have 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and we have 2 cups of semolina or farina. It's a type of flour that's made for basbousa. And we need a can of sweet and condensed milk, or you can make it at home, and I have the recipe down below in the description if you guys would like to make it. As you can tell, I've made it before in that little jar right there, and then the store-bought one is the one that's to the right. So we're gonna put the sugar onto the butter, and we're gonna whisk it up. Once they are combined together, we are going to start putting the condensed milk into the butter and sugar mixture and whisk it up together as well. Since the jar of sweetened condensed milk that we made wasn't the same amount as the store-bought can, we put a little bit of the store-bought one into it, but you guys obviously don't have to do this. You'll just have the same exact amount that you'll need, so that's why I was just clarifying what we did right here. This is what it should look like once it's all mixed together, and then after that we're going to start adding the semolina flour to it. But before we add the semolina flour, we are going to put a big tablespoon full of baking powder, and then we're going to add the semolina. And we're going to mix this until it's combined all the way through, mix well. Make sure that it doesn't have any clumps or anything. And since it is going to be very thick, as you can tell, it's going to be very hard to mix. You also don't have to hand mix it, you can do it in the mixer. We're gonna need to put either milk or water, whichever you guys prefer, but it's recommended to use milk so it can taste better. But if you guys don't have any milk available, that's okay, you can just put water instead. It should still be a thick mixture, but just not as thick as it is right there, as you can tell. You'll see it once it's all mixed together. It won't be as thick, but it's still a thick dough or mixture. So we're slowly going to add the water and the milk. Water or milk, not both, because it's either or. So we're going to end up using a cup and a fourth. But it all depends on what your dough is like and the texture of it and how thick it is. So we just need it to be the consistency that you'll see at the end. So slowly add the milk or water until it becomes the correct consistency. Make sure you combine it together. As you can tell, it's still a little too thick, so we're going to add the 1/4 of a cup right here. Not too much, though. And it's safer to put it little by little than all at once and have it way too thin. Just to make sure that it is lump free and not any doughs left in it, we're going to whisk it one last time. And you guys can also add coconut to this. Not usually, but some people prefer it with coconut flakes in it as well. So if that's something you guys would like, then you guys should try that as well. That's optional. It's up to you if you would want it or not. So this is what it should look like once it's all mixed together. It's still thick, as you can tell. It's not like cake batter. And we're gonna put it in the pan with butter so that it doesn't get stuck. And then we're just going to spread it out with the spoon and make sure there's no air bubbles or anything and make it an even layer. And preheat the oven to 400 while you're making this or preparing this batter. You can tap the pan like on the floor or on the table or on your counter just to make sure that it's all even. As you can tell here, we shake it around and tap it a few times. So now we are now going to start designing it. As you can tell, we have some elements. You can put whatever types of toppings you guys want. You can put any type of dried fruits, nuts, sprinkle it with some coconuts, whatever you would like to put on top to make it look pretty, you know, like those cherries or whatever you would like, anything. This is optional. You don't even have to design it if you don't want to. And some people like to cut it first before they put it in the oven so that they can see like the slices and put like an almond in each slice. Some people like us just put almonds everywhere all over so that every single slice will still have one or maybe two or maybe even more. It's all up to you guys. This is optional. You can do whatever you want at this point. And once you're done designing it and making it all pretty and putting all the toppings onto it, you can put it into the oven for 15 to 20 minutes and check on it. Make sure that it gets golden but not too golden. Make sure it doesn't get burnt. And it should be ready in no time. And we're going to make some like syrup to put on top of it. So we'll get to that part soon. off to the oven it goes, and we'll see what it looks like once it comes out. But now we're on to the syrup. We're going to take 2 cans of evaporated milk and just put it onto the stovetop until it gets even more evaporated, and it doesn't get boiled, but it just gets like heated up. We don't want it to boil or anything. And we're going to put that as a syrup on top of it, and it's going to make it sweet and very delicious tasting. Once it's golden and toasty looking, that's when you know it's done. You can toast it a little bit more than that, but just be careful and stand close by. Don't let it get over burnt or over crispy, because then it'll just taste like it's burnt. So we need the basbousa to be right out the oven, and we need the syrup or the evaporated milk to be hot, and we're going to pour them onto each other. But before we do, if you guys didn't cut it before I went to the oven, we will be cutting it, and then we're going to pour the milk onto it. Let it soak and like drink up the milk so that it can have the taste of it and be sweeter. As you can tell, we didn't put a lot of sugar in it, only 3/4 of a cup, so evaporated milk is going to make it taste better. And it might seem like it's a lot of evaporated milk, but it isn't that much, because honestly, it like drinks it up. So once you cover it and everything, it'll just soak it right up and it'll make it taste even better. So don't think it's way too much or anything. You can cut it however you want. I tried to cut it diamond, but kind of doesn't look like diamonds. Only like the middle parts of it look like diamonds. You can cut them into squares, diamonds, flowers, whatever you would like, however you would like, however small or however big you would want them to be. It's all up to you. This is all optional, or you can just keep it in one big piece. This is the final result of the basbousa once it's being cut. As you can tell, it's thick and delicious and sweet, but not too sweet, and it has almonds onto it. It's very nice. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.